Almighty God, we beseech you to behold with your abundance, favor, and blessings as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to leadership positions in this republic. We seek guidance to treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our church. Amen. Mr. Shelley, take the oath.
Thank you. So I, KEWASCO, do swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank
you. Thank you. Welcome once again, MD, Mr. Shelley, to this panel of the Department of Water, Environment, Energy, Forestry, and Natural Resources. So I would like to, once again, we do the introduction before we proceed. I'm Peter Kibet, Chair in this department, also MCA. Council Ward.
Category member. I am Lily Silma, Vice Chair. Made at MC.
I'm Vincent Korir, member of this committee, and I represent Londiana Ward. Thank you.
Korir Matthew, MC Chair, Ward member of this committee.
Anthony Ruto, member.
I'm Vicky Mutai.
And I'm William Tole, clerk to the committee.
Good afternoon, I'm Renis Chepngetich, PR officer.
I am Diana Mutai, Security Sergeant at Arms.
Thank you. Let me give you also the opportunity to introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you very much, Chair. My name is KEWASCO, the Managing Director, Kericho Water and Sanitation Company.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shelley. Welcome once again. And I remember around 2 weeks ago, we were here deliberating on the issues concerning the KEWASCO company. And I remember very well that when we were winding up, we told you, in case of any other information we may inquire from you, we might make a request. And thank you for accepting our request. And maybe we need some few clarification concerning the same before we finalize. There are so many things that have arisen, and we would like you to explain, to explore, and maybe shed more light concerning the same. Maybe there are some of the documents that we requested from you to give us We appreciate that we have received some, and there are some that you didn't submit. So maybe you'll give us why you didn't submit these ones for the members to be aware. So I think there was a number of items. Okay, thank you. We had requested you to give us the copy of the CR12, copy letter of appointment of the current director, copy of article of association, copy of a letter of appointment and contract for managing director KEWASCO, human resource manual and organogram of KEWASCO, audit accounts for 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023 financial years. Subsidy agreement between KEWASCO and the Department of Water, Energy, Environment and Natural Resources. And copies of bank statement for all accounts operated by the KEWASCO for the past 1 year. So we appreciate you for you have provided us with some document. I think it is only except 2 that you didn't submit. So maybe you can explain to this committee why you didn't submit the 2.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I want to, first of all, say thank you for inviting me here to maybe further clarify on areas that I agree. On the note of the documents that I was required to submit, I agree that I've submitted around 8, or there are 7, thereabouts. Only 2 are missing. Number 1 is the copy of appointment letters of directors, which, as you are aware, we have 3 court cases on the same. So it is the documents which are still before the court. Number 2 is also the letter of appointment or the contract letter for the managing director, which is also a subject matter before the court. Thank you.
Thank you for that clarification. But what I know, you cannot submit your original documents to the court. And it is very important for this committee to know the appointment letter. And because it doesn't have any issue with anything that is going on with the court. I think these are some of the things that we are deliberating on the department, and it cannot hinder you to submit. So we would like that, if possible, please get us the copies of these 2 letters, because I know you have the originals.
Okay, Chair, as you are aware, a matter before the court, which is actually under court consideration, because I'm the petitioner, the matter before the court, that is the ELRC court, case number E010, the matter before the court, case number E011, another court case at the High Court also, it touches on the fundamentals of the documents that I've given out. I was guided that a matter before the court of law, I'm not allowed to discuss about it because I'm the petitioner. It becomes a sub judice. Thank you.
Bananti, I think we should be guided in the right way. This is a document. It is not a matter of discussing. It is a matter of submitting to the committee for verification. It is not an issue that we are discussing on any issue concerning with the courts. And I think that one is very clear, because we need only some document for verification. And there is no any other time that you will submit these documents. So we need only for clarification and to know about your appointments and maybe for any other directors. And the other directors, they don't have any issue in the court. So I hope that one is very clear. It is not about discussing on your terms and conditions. It is only to approve to this committee that you have the appointment letter. So failing to provide, it means that there was no appointment letter that you made with the department. I hope that is the case.
Okay, in addition, Chairman, I think some of other documents we can get from the appointing authority if the MD feels that it is a matter before the court, and since that we might not have powers to discuss anything that is in the court, Chairman, I think it is appropriate that we get the document from the appointing authority. And finally, if the case will come to an end, we will be able even to know as the committee. But that one does not mean we will not continue from where we are. Whether that document is there or is not there, Chairman, if you can guide us and take us through the next questions on other things, so that will allow the MD even to consult the lawyer whether that he needs to provide to this committee the said documents, Chairman.
Thank you. I'll give you the opportunity because it is a requirement. It is not a matter of an issue to discuss about it, but it is a requirement that proves to this committee that you have an appointment letter to be in that position of the MD, because we need a clarification.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I want to confirm that I'm fully appointed to the position. As per the legal guidance I discussed with the lawyers, I think I was guided on that, but I'll seek clarification. Thank you.
Fine. We had an issue concerning the department, and there are so many issues that rises, and maybe clarify to this committee how many accounts do KEWASCO operates.
Thank you, Chair. I have a list with me of the number of accounts which are operated by KEWASCO Water and Sanitation Company. First and foremost, I want to say that KEWASCO Water is actually 3 companies in one. There are 3 in one. We have one called KEWASCO Water, which changed name to Tililbe Water. Tililbe Water changed name to KEWASCO Rural. So that is the genesis why there are so many bank accounts. Allow me to start with the accounts under KEWASCO. There are 3 of them. 2 Kenya Commercial Bank accounts, both in Sotik, and then 1 expenditure account for KEWASCO. So there are 3 for KEWASCO Water and Sanitation Company. All of these are frozen bank accounts. Number 2, are the bank accounts under the name of Tilibe Water and Sanitation Company. These ones, there are 4, including an M-Pesa pay bill. We have 3 equity banks, 1 for revenue, 1 for customer deposit, the third one is for expenditure, and M-Pesa for revenue. We have bank accounts for projects and programs. That is under the name of KEWASCO Water and Sanitation Company. 1 equity bank under CLSG project, that is Conditional Liquidity Support Grant account. Number 2, Cooperative Bank of Kenya, GIZ, which is also another project account. 3, Cooperative Bank of Kenya for Capsuid Sociot project, which is ongoing. Number 4 is Cooperative Bank account under for a project called Kapkatet Public Sanitation Facility. The main bank accounts for KEWASCO Water and Sanitation Company, there are 8 of them, including an M-Pesa. Number 1 is Cooperative Bank of Kenya, Revenue and Expenditure account. Number 2, Cooperative Bank of Kenya, Deposit account. Number 3 is an account with Family Bank for exhauster revenue. Number 4 is Kenya Commercial Bank, which is a refuse account. Number 5 is Post Bank collection account, which is also revenue. Number 6 is Post Bank account 001, which is also revenue. That is yes. Number 7 is Equity Bank holding account, which is also revenue, and we have an M-Pesa account 803-600 pay bill. Thank you, Chair.
I think there are 4 M-Pesas, but you have talked of 2.
There are 2. There are 2.
Okay.
We have M-Pesa under pay bill number 803-600. We have M-Pesa under 83590 for rural. 2 of them.
Thank you. Who operates all these accounts?
KEWASCO Water and Sanitation. Now, maybe the clarification I would like to make is for the case of project accounts, the account at Equity Bank 280-280-626407 is actually a conditional liquidity support grant. These are monies that we receive during COVID to support the water company. And these accounts are normally opened with approval from the county government, the CC Finance. So we are required to have separate accounts. The purpose for this is to ensure that whatever is collected within the company remains ring-fenced. That is the requirement. So the other account under GIZ was for a program for funding for KEWASCO Water, but we have not closed that account. Number 3 is the Cooperative Bank account with the last 3 digits 8101. That is Capsuid Sociot, which is actually an ongoing project under Water Sector Trust Fund, but the monies came from KFW. Number 4 is the account at Cooperative Bank of Kenya. The last 3 digits is 809. It is actually Kapkatet Public Sanitation Facility, which is an ongoing project. So it has money from Water Sector Trust Fund, but the money came from KFW.
Thank you. I think those are some of the clarifications that we wanted. And number 2, we had an issue that the staff from Tililbe, that they are under arrears of 10 months. And I think by now should be 11 months, unless you have made some payment. So we seek for your clarification if it is 10 months or 11 months.
Thank you, Chair. It's actually 10 months.
Okay. I think it was last month when we were talking about 10 months.
No, it was 9.
It was 9. Okay.
Yes.
Actually, so now it is 10 months.
Yes.
What are some of the plans that you have to meet the payment these steps?
Thank you.
And I want you clarify also, because KEWASCO is one. When KEWASCO is one, you are the father of all. You are paying people in urban, and you are not paying the people in the rural sector. Now, being the managing director of KEWASCO and minding the welfare of people you have employed under the company, what are some of the plans that you have to meet the payment of these people?
Thank you, Chair. First of all, let me clarify why we have one section of staff members with arrears, the others with a 10-month arrears, the others is a 1-month arrear. Now, as you are aware, on the 2nd of November 2018, Kericho Water and Sanitation Company was clustered with the defunct Tililbe Water Company. I would like to refer you to a document called Subsidy Support Agreement to Tililbe Coast Center. Within that document, honorable members, allow me to take you to a specific letter that came from the Water Service Regulatory Board. Letter dated 7th of June. I hope you are there. After page 11, where we have the annex. This letter is actually dated 5th of June. Sorry, I said 7th. It's actually dated 5th of June, 2017. I want to mention this. It's a letter of this nature. It is within the subsidy support agreement. Immediately after the annexure, that contains a figure of 43 million, that contains a figure of 63,687,576. Subsidy support. That was part of the merger documents that I submitted. It is there. Subsidy support agreement. Not that one. That one is the clustering process. That is the deed of transfer. Not that one. It was under the documents that you requested for merger documents. It is there. It was even number 3. I can read what I have. This is how it looks like. But allow me to read. But allow me to read what I have, and then if you don't have it, I can even share by email right away. Now, honorable members, I agree that I'm the MD for Kericho Water and Sanitation. And as I had alluded earlier, this is a company that is actually 3 companies in one. But Chemosita, since is almost getting dissolved. So these are 2 companies in one. Allow me to read clarification number 5 on a letter dated 5th of June 2017. I'll go specifically to number 5. That the new Kericho Water and Sanitation Company shall henceforth operate 2 cost centers with a uniform tariff. The Kericho Urban should operate at full cost coverage, while Tililbe Center should operate at a subsidy for a predetermined period with the county government commitment to provide the subsidy. Please note to include the proposed uniform tariff structure in the application for the license as per Section 86 of the Water Act 2016. Allow me also to skip to bullet number 10. I read as it is. The county government of Kericho, being the sole shareholder in the 2 companies, shall undertake to settle all liabilities borne by KEWASCO prior to merger in line with the Memorandum and Articles of Association and the Companies Act of 2015. Allow me also to read number 11, that it is also advised that the operation and maintenance costs for KEWASCO Center be computed with clear projections set out in the service provision agreement, which is actually the license application. The financing gap in KEWASCO Cost Center will be borne by the county government, in which case the county should give an irrevocable undertaking to subsidize the center until such a time this cost center will be deemed to break even through a justified tariff structure. Now, honorable members, we run a company with 2 cost centers. And from this letter, it is clear that every cost center must meet its operation and maintenance cost, with the rural center, former Tililbe, being subsidized by the county government. The subsidy of the county government are actually in 2 fronts. Number 1 is a one-off payment for liability prior to merger. That is bullet number 5 of the letter of 5th June 2017. Number 2 is to pay for electricity for the pumping schemes within the rural cost center. That is Sigawet, Kipkelion, Londiani, that is Kipkelion, Londiani, and Sigawet. Electricity cost with a budget for the entire year of 7.2 million. Number 3 was the county government to provide salary harmonization monthly. They signed this subsidy support, and they had obligated ourselves to pay 1,107,298 per month for salary harmonization. Number 4, the county government obligated itself to pay for bulk water from Bomet with a budget of 42,700,000 per annum. Ladies and gentlemen, why do we have people in the rural cost center that have not received salaries? It is because bulk water from Bomet was disconnected because of our delay in making payments. I want to mention here that Lutein and Kapkatet contributes to over 90% of the revenue from rural. So when there is no water in the rural, there is nothing to bill. Number 2, I am the MD across. I run the entire operations from urban and rural. But I want to mention here that when there is no water in rural, with the current bill, with the current tariff that I have, Gazette Notice number 1305, if I receive 0 water into Boreti, I also bill 0. It means people will be in office and they must be paid, but I have no money to pay them because of the tariff. So that is the reason that has taken us to have the 10-month salary arrears. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, I think I followed how you have stated, MD, about the reasons why the workers have not been paid. Now, you see, what you need to know as committee is the actions that you take as KEWASCO to ensure that the relevant departments, for example, county government has a procedure also of allocating resources, which begins with public participation. We have the ADP, CIDP, where money is factored in so that every department can get its own allocation. I don't know, maybe the actions that you have taken as the MD to make sure that you follow it up with the relevant departments. For example, as county assembly, we participate in budget making process. And you see, the county government cannot pay any other entity or even any other allocate money to departments without our approval or even being included in the budget. So we'd like to know, have we ever followed the right process? So that the county government, for example, if the money is in the budget for KEWASCO, and even us as members, if we see that there is money for KEWASCO, and there is a document attached that there was a commitment from the county government, we will have no option but to discuss, agree, and allocate resources so that it can support KEWASCO. So we'd like to know whether, from your side, have you taken action to follow it up with the relevant departments who are concerned for it to consider for payment? Number two, I was looking at the HR, Human Resource and Administration Department staff establishment document. I see the urban employees permanent are 100, rural permanent are 40. So total permanent are 140. Now, I was seeing those who are on casual and contract are 58. But my worry is, why do we have to engage people on contract and on casual, yet we have people who are permanent, they are not getting salaries and can be useful. You can as well use them to substitute them to do some other work, because today in the morning the employees were saying, okay, the reason why we are not, we also ask them because they are part and parcel of KEWASCO and they must also participate in raising revenue. But they were saying because there is no water. But you see, there are places where you require employees, like urban, where it seems there is some revenue and there is some money coming in. Why have 58 on contract and casual instead of having these 40 permanent, either deployed or used efficiently in other departments?
Okay, thank you. Allow me to say, Mheshimiwa, that we have followed up with the county. We haven't gone a notch higher to an extent that we have engaged the Water Works Agency. First of all, was what is it that we can do to ensure sustainable supply of water to Bureti? That is one thing. Midway of the conversation, we realized that this document here, the bulk water supply agreement between Lake Victoria South Water Service Board, Bomet Water and Tilbury Water and Supply Company, expired because this was an engagement that was entered in 2015. And to give the county government of Kericho the power to pay, there was a committee that was formed because this one had expired. There was a formation of an interim joint committee on the management of Itare Retained Water Supply Scheme, which is it was an assessment for Retain. So the two governors, that is the former governor for Kericho, His Excellency Professor Paul Chepkwony, the current governor Bomet, His Excellency Professor Parchok, entered into an agreement and they signed this document on March to give lease of life to already an expired agreement. That is one follow-up. Number two, we have had several correspondence with the department. I have a number of letters that we have written to the department. One, requesting for the payment of liabilities because we have received notices or intention to sue from the creditors. So we have followed up with the department. Number three, we receive bills from Bomet on monthly basis, which we do a cover or a forwarding letter to the department. So I want to mention here that we have done the follow-up on the same. It could be the reason for delays, maybe the availability of funds or the lack of budget. Number two, you have mentioned that we have a number of staff in the rural, around 40 of them, who are on permanent and pensionable. We also have casuals in urban and rural. As you are aware, and you look at it from the manual, out of these staff members on permanent and pensionable in urban, over 45 of them are 50 years and above. So part of having these casuals is for succession planning. Remember, these are pipelines, some were laid way back in the 70s. So we are putting these young people to learn the routes and where the network is, part of the succession planning. I want to note here that we have explored that option where we are bringing these people to urban. We've done that. We've done that. And we have moved some of them.
MD, is it in order that you want to train other people who are succeeding these other people instead of improving? Because the services rendered by these people in the rural, if they are there in the office 10 months down the line, right now, they are not earning any coin. They are not delivering any services. As the managing director, why do you have people in contract instead of even deploying those people? If the challenge giving water from Bomet, because you told us the other time that you have promoted 2 people from the rural to the urban, and you left other people suffering in the rural. Now, these people who are joining the urban area in contract and casual,